So recently I had a friend of mine go to Australia on a trip, and he came by and asked if there was anything he could pick up for me while he was over there. And I kind of had an idea pop into my head that I'd heard that there's like some really exotic beef jerky made over there, like emu and stuff. And
camel.
Thought I would get him to pick me up some and bring it back and make a video. But unfortunately, he checked with customs, or fortunately for him, he checked with customs before he bought any, and they said that he could not bring it back on the plane. So he didn't bring it back. So I had the idea stuck in my head. I couldn't not follow through with it. So I went ahead and bought my own jerky from companies that sell it on Amazon. And we have a few different companies that we'd like to try, and a few different types of jerky we'd like to try here. We're going to share that experience with you. Now, I personally love beef jerky. It's not good for you with all the salt, etc., but I love the way it tastes. But for those of you who know me, you know I'm really not a very adventurous eater. So I thought I would step outside my comfort zone and combine this tasting with some rather exotic styles of jerky. Now, we're going to start fairly tame and get less and less tame as we go through this, but we have three companies that we are mainly looking at here, and we're going to discuss their marinade and a few things about the company, and I will give you their links and things like that, and then we'll give each one of these a try.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. This first company is jerky.com. Now, I want to say on the package it says proudly made and packaged in the USA exclusively for jerky.com. So one of the things that tells me is jerky.com doesn't make this, they just sell it. So they're the resellers of this. They just have the marketing and distribution aspect of it, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that.
Stop chewing nice.
Oh, sorry.
And go ahead. You gonna say something?
I said that makes me feel a little suspicious.
But it is proudly made in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So at least it's made here in America. Now, these first few we're going to try, all are advertised as no preservatives, 100% all natural, no added MSG, and then they have asterisks except for that normally occurs in soy sauce. No nitrites. I don't know what nitrites do. Do you?
They're super bad for you, and they're one of the things that they do not allow on the Whole30, for example. And they're like it's in deli meat, lunch meat kind of stuff.
So there's none of those here. But I will quickly just read off some of the ingredients, and then we'll share with you the one we're going to start with. So this one we're looking at first is going to be venison jerky. Now this one contains, well, it was marinated in soy sauce and teriyaki sauce. So both soy sauce and teriyaki sauce have wheat in them, so if you have gluten issues, you might want to steer clear of these. But then it goes on to say it's got wine and sugar, water, vinegar, salt, spices, onion powder, succinic acid. Now I actually looked up what that was because I didn't know what it was.
What is it?
It's an acidity regulator, also a flavoring agent, and it contributes to somewhat sour flavor. Garlic powder, brown sugar, pineapple juice, liquid smoke, black pepper, garlic, and white pepper. Now, all of these have liquid smoke in them to make them seem like they were smoked, but I don't think any of these were actually smoked.
Did you say no added MSG?
That's what it says right there.
Yep.
No added MSG other than what's in the soy sauce. Now, each of these that we're going to try from jerky.com, I have 4 of these. Each of these is 1 ounce, which so I already showed you the jerky. The back of the jerky is 1 strip of meat, 1 ounce. And this 1 ounce costs $6. This strip of meat costs $6. on all 4 of these first 4, $6 for this strip of meat. Now, I wouldn't normally pay a price like that for something, but I did want to experience this, so this is like a one-time thing. I'm not gonna repeat this.
Probably not going to be going back to jerky.com a whole lot.
No.
Okay.
And who knows what goes into the cost of this? I mean, this is all wild game, so they have to, they have to kill the
Ask the wild game if they'd like to participate.
They'd like to donate their meat.
Yeah.
So from jerky.com, we're going to test the venison, as I showed you. We're going to test buffalo. We're going to test elk.
What's this little thing back there?
That's one of those silicone packets that do not eat. Well, it keeps moisture out.
All right.
And we're going to test wild boar. In that order.
Oh, in that order.
In that order. All right, ready? Are you ready to try some?
I am.
Okay, so first of all, the venison. So this is a very, very common, not so exotic for we Americans to have venison jerky. So because there's so many of these that we're going to try, we're just going to cut off little bits and taste them. But one of the things I think, so all of these for marinades are exactly the same except for the first ingredient, which by the way, the elk is red elk, in case you were wondering. So these all have exactly the same ingredients in the marinade, so we're not going to read them off or anything. I suspect they're all going to taste very similar. I'm just thinking the texture might be a little different. So we're just going to cut off a little piece and give it a try and see what we think. The venison is kind of hard to cut, so cheers, venison. So I will let you go first.
Got an aftertaste that I can't really identify, but I don't like it. I don't like the aftertaste. It's actually drier than a lot of the jerky I like. So it's definitely very like that leathery sort of stereotype. Which maybe for many jerky lovers, they'll be like, oh great, this is exactly what I was expecting.
Sure.
Oh, and then I was just gonna say, there's something sour.
It's probably the succinic acid, remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so my thoughts on this. It was not very tough, chewed up well. Basically all you can taste is the marinade. I couldn't tell you that this was venison or not. It was just, it tasted like any other jerky I've ever had. One of the things though, with all of the peppers and things it has, it got a little bit of bite after, with the aftertaste, which is fine. Not a lot. Okay.
I'm interested to see how much the other meats, but with the same marinade, how that plans out.
That's what we're going to find out. So that was the venison. Now we're going to see if any of these taste any different as we go through them. They all might just taste like a piece of dried meat with the flavor of the marinade.
No.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Next one is buffalo.
Looks like a Christmas tree. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Get you a tiny piece because you're eating tiny pieces.
Thank you. Oh.
Cheers.
Oh, my seriously, cheers.
Buffalo.
I forgot already. I definitely like this one better.
That is delicious.
Don't you
The
think it's
flavor
better?
is very good and it's very tender.
I would not have thought they were the same marinade. Good.
They seem very much, the flavor's the same and the spiciness afterwards is the same. But the meat, the buffalo meat is delicious. It's very good. I could tell that it was more than just the marinade, so.
The venison was, in comparison, had that gamey quality to it. It just tasted yummy.
All right. That was buffalo. Next we have elk.
We have elk.
red elk.
What do you think?
I can actually smell the wine in that one.
That one's kind of strong.
Smells. I can smell the wine.
Smell it? Can you smell it?
Ooh, wow, that's really hard to cut. Yeah.
Cheers. Wow. I thought I was gonna break a tooth.
It's very tough. It's like eating old Twizzlers.
They're drenched in salt.
Well,
That may have replaced venison as my least favorite. Now, granted, we've only had 3, but the buffalo was really good.
yeah, the buffalo is good. I liked them all so far. I mean, but you know, there's very subtle differences in the taste. To be honest, although I mean, it was clear the buffalo was much better. All right, wild boar.
Ooh. A little easier to.
Kind of tough.
Cheers. Cheers.
Very tough.
Least favorite. Tough, odd kind of taste. I wish I could be more descriptive about odd taste, but it
was tasted like a piece of leather that had been
it did actually though.
a piece of marinated leather. Okay.
Garçon, I would like the marinated leather.
All right. So of those 3, I think the buffalo is the best. I think we made that very clear. It's very expensive at $6 an ounce. And you get a very small amount. So again, these are sold, I believe, as novelty items, not necessarily as snacks. Unlike the next company.
I wonder if this would be kind of like a, stocking stuffer kind of thing or something.
Could be. Like I said, it's a novelty
Yeah.
thing. Unlike the next company we're trying. The next company is based out of Hawaii. And they are named Kaimana. Which, if I'm not mistaken, means power of the sea.
Oh.
They are using a centuries-old recipe to make jerky out of tuna. And we have 4 different flavors of the ahi tuna jerky. Now, these come in packages of 2.75 ounces, which tells me that they are designed to be snacks, not a novelty. At $2.75, these were $8.75 a package, which makes them $3.20 per ounce. So that's a reasonable price. So we have 4 different kinds of ahi tuna jerky. We have the original, we have teriyaki, we have lemon salt, and we have peppered. Now, they make sure to make it clear that all these are all wild caught, all natural tunas. Now, the recipes, of course, the first ingredient is the ahi tuna, and it's through the ingredients that they make, of course, the different flavors. Now, this one has sugar, salt, soy sauce, again, which contains wheat, so for those of you with gluten issues, onion powder, garlic powder, ginger powder, black pepper, red chili, sesame seed, sesame oil, spices, and other things. The peppered one, pretty much the same, black pepper, but they have like a base content that is pretty much. Now the original one has liquid smoke in it, which is a flavoring agent. The only one that's different is, of course, the lemon salt one because it contains lemon peel, freeze-dried whole lemons, citric acid. So to give it the lemony flavor, we're going to do this one last because I'm looking forward to it the most.
Oh, okay.
All right, so ahi tuna, Kaimana, the original flavor. You ready for this?
Yeah.
You can also refill this.
That's nice.
Okay, so this is where I start getting a little more nervous because I'm getting out of my comfort zone. Before we were eating meat, right? We were eating the flesh of animals. These are fish. It's different. I'm not used to different. I'll be okay.
Now you do like tuna though, like tuna salad.
Ooh.
Ooh, not sure about that. That's not
Ooh, look at that.
not the selling point of
Just chunks of
digging your nose right in there.
translucent tuna slices. But it looks like straight up tuna meat. They're kind of sticky.
Oh yeah, taste. Toast.
When I first put it in my mouth, the smell of fish caught me off guard. Not in a good way.
I don't think, and for the record, I love seafood. I love pretty much all seafood. I love sushi, all that. I don't think the jerky form is going to be for me with seafood. I could be wrong.
Having a little trouble with it myself. That this is just kind of off-putting for me because it's so different. But it's a little. I'm struggling with it a little bit.
Okay.
All right, let's try the. This is the peppers. It gets worse. Ready?
Yeah.
This is the peppered. Still has that sweetness to it, and as I mentioned, I think before, the first ingredient after the tuna is sugar. That one's okay. I actually like that one.
It's okay.
So the peppered one was good, and for me mainly for two reasons, because I didn't get the big whiff of fish as I put it in my mouth, and secondly, the flavoring and all that was really good, and not a lot of aftertaste. So, all right, you ready for teriyaki?
Yes.
This has a lot of spices on them. It's very sticky, and again, with it being the sugar being a primary ingredient, very, very sticky, and there's almost a glaze to it.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes. Cheers. The fishy fruit roll up that's too old.
I didn't have a problem with that one.
Oh, really?
You didn't like that one?
Mm-mm. I really do wonder if it's because, I do the jerky that's like the Super Ruby Whole 30 compliant jerky, blah, blah. And it's like a really different kind of consistency. And I love it. And I'm good with the lamb, the venison, all that stuff. I've never had the fish jerky. And that's I think it's kind of a bizarre combo.
Well, maybe the lemon salt would be better because typically those seem to be ingredients that go better with fish.
Now I will say the aftertaste of this last one, aftertaste is very good.
So far I like the peppered one the best of these.
Ooh, that's not good. Oh, what did we just do to ourselves even doing that? Why are we so foolish?
You ready? Lemon salt.
Cheers. Tougher than the others.
No, you might have just got a tough piece. Not a lot of flavor to that.
I agree.
Certainly don't get any lemon from it. So I don't really feel the lemon salt does its name justice. Maybe I just got accustomed to them, but they were starting to taste okay. But this is certainly not something I would just sit and snack on. It's just not quite me. What do you think?
These are, I don't think I would either. They do have a lot of spice to them. Maybe I wish there was some, I mean, obviously there's a lot of sugar to it. I just wish there was something more of a sweet, I guess I just don't want that.
Well, they're all supposed to be sweet with sugar being the number 2 element in there. All right, now we're going to get to some of the ones that are a little more
Holy shit, how many more do we have?
interesting. 4.
Okay.
This is from a company called Meat Maniac. Maniac is based out of Richardson, Texas. And in there, let's do that one last because that one's going to be different. In theirs, the primary ingredients are the meat and the teriyaki sauce, soy sauce, and of course, again, the wheat goes with that. You just did. Again, wine, sugar, water, vinegar, salt, onion powder, spices, what is it called? The succinic acid. So these are more, again, the standard type marinades, and it's very similar ingredients as those that were in the jerky.com ones. So this is from a company called Meat Maniac, and their
Meat Maniac
URL is below. This is called Wild Game Jerky, and one of the things I want to note on here is that on the packaging it says it's new. And I'm just curious, why wouldn't it be new? I certainly wouldn't want to buy something that was used, that was food. So what's that right there?
No, yeah, I do. And then I was just noticing Best Buy, a year from now.
Yeah, they do have Best Buy dates on them. These are, okay, so these are where we're starting to get into the really exotic stuff, and I'm very, very, very nervous about them. Well, you know me. It's way outside of my comfort zone.
Now, which of the 4 what order do you want to do them in?
We're going to do this one first, I think. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
So,
I like that.
So the first one we're going to be doing is snapping turtle.
And we had talked about, I had had turtle before, some turtle soup, loved it.
Okay, we're going to do this.
You can do it, sweetie.
These come in packages of 1.75 ounces. Now these are all different sizes. So this one, I'll just go through them as we get to them because I don't want to spoil what we got coming up. But this one is 1.75 ounces, and this bag cost me $16, which makes it $9.14 per ounce, which means this is by far the most expensive of the batches that we are going to be trying.
This particular one or this?
This one.
This one. Holy Toledo.
It's in very small chunks. Of course.
Something about that chunk looks a little creepy.
Well, it's just all bundled together. We'll leave that chunk.
Okay.
So they're all banded together. So they've got the standard marinade that the game's jerky had. Very, very tough to cut.
Holy Toledo.
Okay, you ready?
All right. Cheers. Let's see. N-O. I don't know if anyone noticed me almost breaking a tooth.
Yeah, pepper turtle.
Just inundated with pepper and a thick leather shoe flap.
Yeah, it was so thick, literally could not chew it. And the pepper is burning my mouth right now. We have a sip of your water?
Yes.
No, all of these are
All
peppered,
right,
so we
this is
should.
berry seltzer. All right.
So, the $9.14 per ounce snapping turtle, big fail.
We can't
Okay.
endorse that one.
Nope. The next one, which is what kind of started this whole thing with the Australian motif, is kangaroo. Kangaroo jerky.
Kangaroo jerky. If there are any babies in there, it's Joey jerky.
This has almost exactly the same marinade as the
It's the turtle.
and it is also new. Just so you know. Feels it's pretty good. Oh, it's very
Ooh,
very tender,
nice.
easy to cut.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
You like it?
Kangaroo's tasty.
I need the box.
All right, that's one vote up for kangaroo, one vote down for kangaroo. All right. So our next one, I'm a little nervous about this one, is peppered camel.
This brand, Meat Maniac, this is a little too far for me.
Yeah. All right, so camel. We're gonna do some camel here. All right, the camel. Ooh, very tough. Ugh.
Oh God.
Ugh. Camel is very tough. And stringy. All right, ready? Cheers. Now the pepper kangaroo came in a 3-ounce package. It was $14, so that was $4.65 an ounce. So that was kind of expensive, but not terribly. Now the camel in a 3-ounce was $16.95, so that came to $5.65 an ounce. It tastes okay, but it's extremely tough. This is the kind of jerky you would sit and chew on for quite a while before you could swallow it.
I feel like this might as well be chewing tobacco. You know?
Well, it's better than
Thumbs down for me, by the way.
it's better than the snapping turtle.
Yeah. The bar was pretty low with the snapping turtle, though.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, we're on to our last one. Now this one's a little different. The ingredients are different, a little different. This is actually lemon pepper swordfish. Now the marinade for this one, of course, starting with swordfish, moving on to teriyaki sauce and soy sauce, which again has gluten. Wine, sugar, water, vinegar, salt, onion powder, spices, succinic acid, garlic powder, brown sugar, garlic, onion, lemon pepper, lemon peel, spices, canola oil. So a little bit different than the meat one, as you would expect. Okay, so this is actually quite a thick slab. They come in thick slabs, and you can, it's see-through. You can see the actual, just like with any other fish, meat grain. Looks very, very dry. Ready? All right, lemon pepper swordfish.
Interesting. I actually could see myself partaking of that.
It's actually really good.
It's
just very, very dry.
See, I was thinking compared to the other jerkies where it's like ropey, stringy, whatever, I actually felt this had a comparatively moist quality to it.
It is. It's more tender.
Yeah.
It's more tender. But it to me, it's very clear that this is dried fish. It is dry.
I think that one's kind of good.
I kind of like the swordfish too.
Yeah,
Alright.
I would. The only ones, if I may share,
Of
the only
course.
ones that I would be interested in sampling once again, or not at this exact moment, but like if you kept them and I was like, oh right, that was pretty good, was the buffalo jerky, right?
Yeah.
So those are the two that I really liked. What did you there were several that you liked.
I 100% liked the swordfish, but I wouldn't sit and snack on it like I would beef jerky. The buffalo jerky I absolutely would, but it's, very similar to beef jerky. Anybody that's ever eaten buffalo meat hamburgers, whatever, there's really no difference in the taste. I like the kangaroo, it was okay. The tunas, now, I had trouble getting over the fishy smell of the original. The other ones were okay. I didn't like the stickiness though from the sugar. There was a lot of sugar on that.
I just think it's just interesting that this is something we're tasting because you're a fan of jerky and that's something you've had, probably snacks since childhood, whatever. And you are very not like
Adventurous?
an adventurous eater, especially seafood. And I consider myself a pretty adventurous eater, but I don't know the world of jerky as you do.
You apparently do now.
I do now.
I didn't either. I didn't.
So my world of jerky, I come away with, okay, buffalo, yes, I like buffalo burgers. I've had buffalo jerky before, I'm sure. But the swordfish was something new to me, and I really liked that. And I'm going to even throw out there just a little pearl of wisdom, or a little thought, a little pebble in the water to get the rings going. I'm wondering if you would actually like swordfish.
Well, don't push your luck. Okay, so that's it for the tasting of the jerkies. It was interesting, and it was a little nerve-wracking because
You made it through.
we did. We survived. So now you've been introduced to a few of these companies and about what the products they make and the costs and our initial thoughts of them. So you have a little bit more information if you wanted to go out on your own and do this as well. But we like to kind of experiment with stuff, so we just did that for you.
And I just want to say, I think it's an interesting point for travelers. I don't think I would have checked, hey, can I bring back some jerky? And so I guess it's good to know that.
Being a meat product that Customs doesn't allow it.
All right.
There you go. Well, that's it for us on this one. Hope you enjoyed our company for this. And on that note, we're going to sign off. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you later.
Bye.